Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now, the idea of schooling for Muslim societies, of course, is nothing new. Even in my researches and my publications, I've come across Western societies during the 1800s and 1900s where they've had no schools. They never had a school before. So the idea of a school in a Western society is relatively new compared to Islamic societies of the past. If you think about it, the madrasa, for example, as the first schooling system was started by Abu Hamid al-Ghazali during the Seljuk period. Then, of course, we know of the Al-Azhar as one of the first major institutions of higher education, already during the Fatimid period. So you're talking about 970, 80 of the Common Era. In other words, what am I trying to say here? That Muslim societies who migrate are not unfamiliar with educational institutions. So where are we after 3 decades of Islamic schools in Canada? Well, all I can do is, as a social scientist, is look at the research and outcomes. So I went to the Fraser Institute's outcomes of research that they've done at elementary school level in Ontario. And I was surprised to learn that out of 3,000 schools in Ontario, the top schools were Muslim schools. Now, let me put this into perspective, rather this way. Most of the top schools in the cities around Ontario where they have Muslim schools are Muslim schools. So what they've done is they looked at 9 different criteria in this assessment. So they're looking at writing skills, they're looking at reading skills, and they're looking at math skills. And they afford a top out of 10. Like if you score 10, you're a top-notch school. And there were 20 Islamic schools that scored above 8 out of 10, with many of them, 15 out of the 20 scored above 9 out of 10. 6 of them had 10 out of 10. And they were the top schools in every city where the Muslim school was located, was a Muslim school. And these schools, of course, were the top schools in their cities and their regions, their towns. This must tell you that the Muslim school has come a long way, and certainly as a parent, I'm inclined to look at the Muslim school as a potential not just for identity preservation, but also for the fact that these schools are able to produce this level of education compared to the other 3,000 schools in Ontario. And that would include Anglophone, Francophone, Catholic schools, and the private schools. Now, I mean, 15 out of the 20 scored 9 out of 10 and above. In order, as a sociologist of religion, in order for a society to thrive, a religious society, you need to build on both the sense of believing and the sense of belonging. And the strongest marker and route to have a society feel a sense of belonging is to start them young at a similar school with their friends. One of the questions, of course, that's asked is how do these kids from Islamic societies fit into mainstream Canadian society? Now, first of all, the school is but one institution of socialization. There's also the family is a major institution of socialization. And today there's another institution that beats even the school, and that's the media. We don't seem to have, and there's no literature suggesting that the kids coming out of Islamic schools struggle to morph into mainstream society. In fact, what a lot of Muslim schools do is they have extracurricular activities against other schools, like soccer, basketball, chess, debating, to mention but a few. So our kids are basically trained to maintain, respect their identity and the identity of others, as well as taught to transform into mainstream society once they leave elementary school level to fit as contributing citizen in the greater Canadian society.